Hello everybody, it's William here, so welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, please give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's continue our journey of develop plugin. So the Chrome plugin, what a best way of learn that than from learning what is the pretty famous plugin out there. So I happen to know a pretty useful and use a lot plugin called Fliganator. Yeah, this is just when you are sort of learning Japanese, and you need to add a katakana to all this Japanese kanji. Okay, so essentially this plugin just if you are viewing a Japanese website and you click it, and it will just get all this kanji to it, and you can right click and we can get the furiganato, and you can see this is an option here, and you can see that you enter into a options.html page, and furiganato, yes, it's just a furigana, like the kanjis above the kanji, we got the furikana name on it. It's like yeah, just how to read them. It's like the annotation of Japanese. So the Japanese, the kanji is pretty difficult to memorize and read. So you can add the hiragana to it, and you can get a katakana to it. And I personally prefer the hiragana. Okay, and then you got this 50 more Japanese hiragana to memorize, and you can yeah, just to read all this kanji. Okay, so this is pretty good plugin, and I really enjoy using this. But disclaimer: no association with this. This is a pretty satisfied customer, pretty satisfied client. Okay, so but if you're learning the plugin development, you might wonder, well, it's sort of like this plugins HTML that's embedded in it. So once I want to get the option, okay, so we want to change all the settings about that plugin, you can just go to that certain page. And if you look at the URL, you can figure out the way where it's stored. It's stored in Chrome extension, and this will be this plugins ID. So if you are like we already developed our plugin Hello World, right? Our first Chrome extension, and we got ID. Okay, so this is this specific Furigana to ID, and we got HTML, we get options.html. So this essentially, this plugin option page essentially is just HTML, and of course you can add JavaScript and all sort of things to it in order to get users options settings. Okay, so what better way of learning and making that than learn from the best? Okay, learn from what you love. So I'm going to use this as an example, and try to get our own. It's not like 100% copy example, but rather it's just acts as a inspirations. So yeah, what about our Hello World? Because right now, if you right click it, we don't have any of the option here. So let's write some options. Okay, so it's pretty exciting, huh? So essentially, the learning process is make your plugin more like the successful plugin, successful extension out there, and try to figure out a way to achieve a little problem that you if you want to write a whole app for that, is a sort of overkill. But if you write a plugin that's just enough to solve the problem, but not so as geeky as just using code to solve it. Okay, you of course you can use pure code and terminal to solve all the problem, but I prefer using Chrome and browser web, and use plugin and extension or whatever you call it to solve the problem once for a while. So yeah, let's get started. So, and as I promised, yeah, everything if you want to add the go-to place. It's not this tutorial, of course, it's the official documentations. And if you have a hard time reading it, you just don't want to read it, you can just watch this sort of a takeaway video. But my recommendation is always this the official documentation. Okay, so I think the first thing we need to change the manifest. So yeah, I think extension, and we got this extension manifest, overview of manifest, output manifest. I think maybe it's inside of it. Extension reference, and I can't find it. I think maybe it's inside of manifest or something like that. Okay, migration and manifest, overview with manifest version 3, maybe this. Okay, major features. Let's just search it. Okay, so what if you want to add option to it? Yeah, you can't find it. Yeah, maybe it's not here, so maybe I got the migrate or code sample manifest. What about that? Yeah, we got option. Okay, option, no. It is just optional, not option. Okay, example. Yeah, I don't think they have it, but yeah, it must be somewhere. To save you guys a little bit of time, I'm not going to look for it, but just to add that by myself. Okay, you gotta trust me this one. Okay, so if you have more time, you can do it yourself, but I'm not going to waste your time. So what I'm going to do is, remember we got this action here, and the action is essentially just the right side of this, and you click it and you can jump all that, and nothing too fancy about that. But for now, I'm going to add this option page. Okay, so options page, and think the Copilot is so smart, you just know that I want to add an option. And options.html means that yeah, essentially I'm going to write this HTML page, maybe some part of the JavaScript as well. So yeah, you got the idea. So once you got that, you should see the option here. So we need to reload that. Refresh. Could not load manifest. Huh, strange. Option page. Oh, errors. The current time cannot set text element, text content. So it said that they got something wrong with my previous code. Yes. Okay, I think I got the error is that it could not load the manifest page, and yeah, this line of code we sometimes accidentally add that. You need to delete it, and yeah, we haven't got the manifest. Haven't got the options.html page, right? So we refresh it, and could not load options.html, so it's a non error here. So let's just create it, and it will just disappear. So let me just got this and new. It's just the HTML, simple HTML page, and options.html. Okay, retry that, and I think error will be gone. Okay, so it's reloaded. Right click, and you can see the options here. And right click, and you just open this option page, and we get no title. So the title will be title. So yeah, you can sort of change that. This will be it's William Jamming's YouTube channel, so William Jamming. William Jamming's Chrome extension option page. Yeah, something like that. So save it, and hopefully you can see it. You don't need to reload that because it's just a reference of the file, and you just refresh it. It will just fetch the right file for you. You can look at here. It's the Chrome extension and this ID and the options.html. So just as same as the what we have seen before. So yeah, nothing too fancy. And the option, what about you like a user to maybe register for your service, or maybe just make user to enter his or her I don't know, maybe some email, so you can send them sort of newsletters sort of a service, and they can subscribe to your service, and you can provide more value adding things for them. Okay, so maybe just do that and just make things up along the way, because this should be a if you do that, you need to use a pretty interesting business idea rather than just say, hi, I have an idea and then just want to do it. Most of the time these ideas will not be good enough for it to actually successful in this business world. So you need to think it through. But for me right now, I just want to demonstrate that this is doable and this can be done. So yeah, let's try to do that. So essentially you can use the same method to write the options.html just as you write the pop-up.css, the HTML, the JavaScript. Okay, so maybe inside the body, let's just say something. Okay, so let me just add h1 here, saying that please subscribe to our newsletter, something like that. Okay, so just a sort of placeholder. You guys know what I'm doing here. So let me refresh it. Please subscribe to our, not your, our newsletter. So perfect, newsletter. Okay, so then maybe I don't know, just add some CSS, so I can style the h1 and also the body head part. So yeah, same method. Go to this it's just some plugin, you don't need to worry about that. Just here, and just below the title we can add a link. Say we got a reference style sheet. Since this file is called options.html, we can get options.css. Okay, nothing too fancy. And just below the body we can add script. Script. And we can add a source to your option.js. It's just send our script here. And yeah, so we got options.js and options.css to create. So let's quickly create that. It's just some sort of preparation. Options CSS and option JavaScript. Alright, so yeah, pretty simple. So yeah, let's just actually add something. Okay, so HTML, we can first got the placeholder here. So this is just front end things. Just as HTML, add some text input field, and then we're going to add functionality. So we got logic to handle the front end. So it's just a common steps that when you tackle a problem first, you at least made it show. Okay, so you other people can see it and you can see it, and then you build the logic and let all these buttons, all the text input fields actually transfer information. Okay, so yeah, that's basically how a sort of like a full stack developer think. Okay, or architect think. So this is the idea that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so without further ado, let's just add something. Okay, so I'm going to add that inside the body. So please subscribe to our newsletter. So let me refresh it, our newsletter. And normally we got a text field for user to say, yeah, enter your email and you can submit. And I think the Copilot is just so smart, it just automatically generate code. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to just got that. I've got a form. Okay, so inputs inside the form. Yeah, let me just close it. And we got its text. Okay, we got an input and text, and ID is called email. Pretty good. Placeholder, enter email address, and we got a submit button, and sort of like a submit the form. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And if you are not familiar with this HTML tag, it's just basically basically one is the button, the other is a sort of input field, and you sort of wrap them up together inside the form. Of course, you can also do something like this. It all depends on you. Okay, so if you want to separate all that up, you can say that I just want to get the inputs. Okay, and we just want to get the input, and that input just be a text input. Okay, and of course, in order to handle it, I'm going to add an ID. So the ID is just email input, something like that. Okay, and you can add a placeholder just as the Copilot auto generated before. You can just quickly copy it here. Alright, and then you can get another button. Okay, and yeah, I think it's just automatically generate the button. That's so quick. Right, save button. Yeah, I think the ID is pretty good, and this button. So yeah, nothing wrong about that. Save. It's not save, but rather subscribe button. I think that's more like it. So subscribe, and sub button, something like that. Okay, so let me save it, refresh it. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's almost the same if I copy that correctly. Okay, it's almost the same, just the above using the form tag to got that, the other just to use the separate input and button to got that. You can use either of it. Okay, so as long as you got the drop down, I think that is good coding, because the programming is just invented to solve a problem rather than just you just code all day without solving any problem. It's just this is just practice. This is not actually what engineers do. Okay, and I think the cosmetics is pretty good. So let's just add a little bit of CSS. I think the CSS can be maybe the same as this part, so maybe just copy and paste it here, and without copy the past, of course. I just want to quickly get this over with. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we can live with that. So yeah, let me just leave it and walk here on the JavaScript. So the JavaScript essentially just when you click this subscribe button, you should carry out to execute something. So let's go to sudo backend to do it. Okay, so I can get a constant and say we got this email input. Okay, and that will be a document get elements, and we got it by the email. Let me check that we get this email input. Let me just use this email input. Of course, you can use the upper one. I always got two ways of solving that. I just want to demonstrate one way. You can practice another. Okay, so option. Yeah, we got email inputs, and that looks pretty good. And of course, you can add another password input. Yeah, there is no password input. Yeah, you got it wrong this time, Copilot. So let me got the constant, and that will be we got this subscribe button, I think. So I'm going to say sub submit button. Yeah, the subscribe button. So but TTON. Yeah, sub button. Sometimes I use the BTN as a sort of a short for button. So yeah, programmer are lazy. So yeah, equals yeah, document get element by. Yeah, I can live with that, but just need to make sure the sub button is the correct one. So let me go back to option. We get this sub button. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So just to be sure, I'm going to save it, copy it, and paste it here. Yeah, good. So once I click this subscribe button, we can add even the listener. Yeah, this just give me a sort of a framework code here. Click and you can carry out something, and we just to give you a callback. Okay, and inside of callback we got a lot of code here, but let's just print the console. I think this is the most simple way of doing things. .log, and just to get that email input value printed out. So once you enter that, you subscribe. Okay, I'm going to print out the console the email that you just entered. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, no so fancy. Okay, so let me just refresh that. Hopefully I can get it. So I'm going to right click, and I can expect. Okay, we got this console here. Okay, augment list, where is it? Option. So let's just check the error here. Option JavaScript. And I don't think there's any error here. Email inputs. Documentations. No, this is something wrong, but I don't see that. Did I spell the email wrong? I don't think so. So let's just try this out. Okay, so this just to get rid of this and oh, sorry, not get rid of it, but just to make it smaller. Let me get the console here and say that the email will be William Jamming, maybe at gmail.com. Okay, so let me click subscribe. So there's no call back. Definitely maybe something wrong with the code. So just to make sure that it's doing the right thing. Okay, this is just previous. Let me go to this option, subscribe, but inspect that. Okay, so I need a quick debug. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video because what I expect is that it show this email here. Okay, I think I got the bug that it said that the uncalled syntax error missing. There is a parenthesis missing. I think I add that and everything will be fine. So yeah, sorry about that. And let me get you williamjammings@gmail.com and subscribe, and we got williamjamming@gmail.com. So perfect. Okay, so sorry about that. And yeah, in programming you will encounter bug, and sometimes it's because of you mistype something, you got a syntax wrong, you miss something, but just be patient. Okay, so most of the time the computer know how to handle that. and they will handle it by giving you where it think is wrong, and you just debug that and until it runs smoothly. And yeah, that's the reason why I think the live coding, especially the live coding tutorial, is a big challenge, because you need to handle that. And I tend to not edit it out, because it's a common process of programming, and I want to share with you guys how I debug that, how I solve the problem. Okay, so basically, every day, I think 80% or 90% of the time, the program is just to solve the problem. Okay, so yeah, if you're still there, my name is William, and please give me a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And in the next video, I think maybe we already got the option done. Okay, already got this option as well as a pop-up done. I think it's pretty amazing. We have achieved a lot, and maybe more about the API. Okay, so I know the API is a lot. If you look at this official API reference, you find a lot of API. You're not necessarily required to memorize every part of it, but I'm just going to show you maybe one or two more of the API, so you really get a hang of how to use it. And then we are going to doing some sort of a big project that may require you maybe half hour or maybe 1 hour time to finish. So it will be a more complex project from beginning to end. So you can really put what I've learned to good use. Okay, so yeah, bye.